Hi crafty friends, welcome back to my big fat pink journal. Interactive elements are super fun and create so much interest for your journal. This one that I've created and that I'm going to show you how to make today also adds additional journaling space. I've kept today's tutorial nice and easy, so it's beginner friendly. I'm hoping that this series will help those just starting out in journaling with inspiration and easy to follow tutorials. I'm going to work on one of my junk mail pages. I think it's time to do something with this one. None of the colors of the junk mail actually suit my journal, maybe a little bit of the green, so I need to cover that up. I'm going to use white gesso. I'm going to apply 2 layers of gesso, and I'm going to draw well between each application. If you don't have gesso at this point to cover any kind of junk mail or any kind of print that perhaps you don't like or doesn't suit your theme, you can also cover it with a piece of paper, whether it be plain copy paper, coffee stained, or if you have a pretty scrapbook paper. I'm going in now for the second coat. It's okay if you don't get full coverage, and if some of that print is shining through, it adds to the interest of the page. Once the background page is ready, we're just going to move it to the side and then get hold of our papers and see what we're going to use for our interactive elements. You can put as many or as few layers as you like, and I decided that I'm going to use this altered playing card as one of my layers. These altered playing cards are designed by me and are available as part of a kit. The kit is available from ArtStacks. I will put a link in the description box below, and they're available either in printed form or a digital download. Roughing up the edges with an open scissors to keep with the theme and some of the other elements in my journal. And then I really love this floral print with a spiral edge. This is from a Daphne's Diary. I'm going to use that and have it a little bit longer than my playing card so you can see the florals in the bottom left. Just putting it against my background just to see the size. I've decided to cut the additional layers of my interactive piece slightly bigger than the playing card, which will be at the top. And then I really love working with vellum, so I'm going to add one of the layers as a vellum piece. It's going to go underneath the playing card but above the floral print. So I've gone for 3 layers for my interactive element. You can go for more or less, and just cut each one slightly bigger than the other. As you can see, I didn't measure much. I just placed it down and then tore the edges with a ruler. You can measure yours and be more specific if that's how you like to work. I'm going to do a little bit of design on the background page. You could use it for writing, you could leave it plain. I'm going to do some doodle leaves. I'm using a black fine liner pen. The black that I'm using here corresponds with the black on the print of the altered playing card, and then throughout the journal I do have elements of black which then connects everything and creates that continuity. If you don't want to doodle or do anything hand drawn, you can also do stamping here or even writing, or you could leave it plain. And you can see how that design will pop out underneath the element. And to create a connection, I'm going to do the same leaves on part of that vellum. That's one of the layers of my element. And now to attach all this and make it movable, you'll need a brad. They come in lots of different colors and sizes, and they're basically like a small thumbtack, but they have a split shaft that you open once you pierce it through the paper to hold it in place. I'm finding the center section of my element and I'm piercing it through with my awl just to make it easier to pass the brad through. I'm using a light green brad for mine. Once I've pushed the brad through my paper stack, I'm going to create a hole in the background page and then push the brad through that, turn it over and open the split pin. Don't worry about the back of the brad at this point. We will get to that when we decorate that page. For now, enjoy moving your paper layers around when the brad is in place. I found this greeting card with this beautiful watercolor style rose with a little bit of gold glitter. I'm going to cut that out and use it to decorate my page. I'm going to place it on the altered plain card just to the right, coming off the card to create some balance. I want to bring some of that color from that rose down into my doodles. I've got a Posca pen in a similar peachy color. I'm going to just add a little bit of color in some of the leaves. And then I found if you press the Posca pen up and down on a scrap piece of paper, it fills up with a lot of the paint color, and then you can just sort of splatter it over your work. So I've done that to extend that color. And then I feel we need a little bit more gold to balance out the gold glitter in the rose. So I'm going to put some gold leaf on the corner of the vellum piece. Applying just a bit of glue stick just in the corner, I'm going to apply a small piece of the gold foil. The vellum is curling just a little bit due to the glue I've applied. I'm going to put a scissors just next to it to keep it flat while it dries. I'm going to apply a little bit more gold. I have this contour paint which comes in a tube with a very fine tip. This is from Stempera. And I'm going to apply just a few dots along the doodle leaves on the base page. You can't see much difference now, but I will hold up the project closer to the camera so you can see the details. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I really hope you enjoyed this video and were inspired to create your own interactive element. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. My Big Fat Pink Journal series is every Tuesday with ideas and inspiration for your junk journal. Thanks again for watching. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.